Yeah, yeah. What they say? I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine.
Welcome to the H.G.R.G podcast. It's your boy. Oh, look at this dude already with the salutes. Just Jerry, man. Let me get through it, baby, before you start saluting. All right, let's go. What's going on, DT?
I don't even know what you're talking. You're not even supposed to be here, bro. So I'm gonna
It's
salute.
your one and only Lance.
I'm gonna salute
Still
regardless.
Listen,
Contract says
we here, baby. What's up, fellas?
So,
How we doing today?
So, like I would say, DT, you still with us, man? Because this.
Yeah, now we here. Me, you, and Lance.
What?
E1B131. You understand me?
Lance
Can't get rid of me, baby.
Lance is here until Lance is not here. I'm telling you.
You know, it took a while for him to grow on me, but as of now, no homo. That's my guy, man. He with us, man. If he not on the screen, I mean, what we gonna do? There's no other head that's gonna look like that.
Yeah,
remove no other head. That shit is crazy right there.
You
guys shave 7 days a week.
I'll tell you that right now.
Guys shave 7 days a week.
You get sued for no homo, bro. Don't say that.
Yeah, you can't say don't get us canceled, bro.
Yeah, you can't say that.
Don't get us canceled.
You get sued for that now. You get sued 40,000.
Can't say no homo. Not in the NBA, that's for sure.
Pause.
Unreal. Unreal. But with that being said, listen, tis is the season.
It's
tax
Christmas?
season.
Oh.
It's tax season, baby.
Yes,
for sure. Absolutely. And
yes,
we want to touch on that, man, because you already know what happens tax season. Yeah, you get that check, you spend that check. Right? So now we're going to talk to you today about how to spend that check. All right.
People are getting their tax return and it's already sold. It's already paid for something else.
They blew that money already. Gone.
Relax. Don't spend it yet. We got some angles to get you some more money. Don't spend it yet, guys.
Right. Exactly. And then speaking of taxes and whatnot, you already know, like you guys saying, some people it's already spent before they got it. They already got plans for it. But one thing that people always ask, is how can I get into real estate or how much money to get there? We'll go through all that stuff today because I tell you what, the best time to maybe creep in there where you have enough money, liquid money to get in is when you get that tax return. That's the reality of it. Sometimes there's a lot of money that people don't really see, that lump sum that they don't get to see, throughout the year until they get that tax return. So why not make a real business move, a real big boy move with that money? But with that being said, when it comes to tax returns, let's talk about different amounts, right? So I could get $1,000 back, right? DT, you could get, throw a number out there. You could get
12,000.
12,000. Just Jerry, you could get
nothing.
I
gotta pay back.
I gotta pay the taxes.
All right, you just make too much money already.
The story of my life, brother. Don't worry about that.
So you have, everyone's different. You have certain returns for everybody, right? Yeah. You have some people that may owe. Then you're doing pretty well if you owe. Unless you're filing taxes from years ago, and now you got to get paid back or whatever it may look like, right? But then you have people that get 12,000, like DT stated, or me 1,000. With that being said, how much money would it take to get into the real estate game when you get that tax return?
That's a good question. Hey man,
Sure.
That's why I'm trying to tell Jerry you deserve your position, because stuff like that, I mean, it puts you in a place where, hey,
yeah,
she gone.
absolutely.
She look at
Yeah.
her.
It's
She
a foul ball. It's a foul ball.
It's a
A foul ball, guys.
Nah, how much is enough? I think Jerry, Lance, and I can all answer that question. But in real estate, we always preach that you don't really need money. You see cliche on social media. I can teach you how to be a millionaire with no money down, and that's not really real. We're not saying that, but can you contact HGRG and put yourself in a position to invest in a property or investment property or even a personal property, owner occupant with no money out of pocket? 1,000% you could do that. So the answer to the question is you don't really need no money. You don't need no money.
You can get creative for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like,
but let's say with the tax, just hold on, fellas. But let's say with the tax, you get that lump sum, right? You get that 12,000.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of going and buying Louis V or a down payment on a new car
or new couches and new bed, because
right,
we got money now, so we gonna buy some. We want some new furniture.
Yeah. Right. Instead of doing that, you got that $12,000. You got that lump sum, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you move with it, DT?
Yeah. Well, if it's me, I take the 12 and I turn that into my new life. Meaning that's my first probably, half a man, half a ticket purchase, 500,000, 400,000. Oh, yeah, that sounds great. 500, how? 12,000? You could buy 500,000? Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Ask me how. Ask me how.
I'll tell you.
H.G.R.G.club.
I was going to
show you how. Don't I can tell you now, but it's gonna be like, oh, it doesn't really sound, but I can really show you H.G.R.G.club. Trust me, we got consultation calls. You talk to us for an hour, half hour. We'll put you under the whole game. It's not like, we don't want you to spend $1 million and then get nothing out of it. Pennies to the dollar. It costs. Our time costs. My time costs.
It's definitely starting to now for sure.
Yeah, our time costs. So, how can I do it? HGRG.club, book a call, we show you how to do it. But nevertheless, $12,000, you can find yourself in a position to potentially buy $250,000, easily $250,000 property. Easily $250,000.
Let me ask you a question. Is that property only? Sorry. Let me ask the real question. Is that only in HGRG's resume that we could only work with HGRG to buy property only with HGRG? Or that we could get 12,000. I could go buy it anywhere.
Yeah. You got to know how to move. I mean, you got to know how to move.
That's the number one key. You have to have the right team. That's one. But what I'm trying to ask you is because
what we teach is not an anomaly. Like we're not.
That's the reason why I'm asking.
Yeah. It's for sure. It's next level understanding and information for sure. Like, let's be clear. That's why you pay for it. But it's not like we're teaching something.
We can do it anywhere. I can do it anywhere.
Right.
With your knowledge, I can do it anywhere.
For sure. Yep. Okay. Absolutely. With HGRG, what separates you is that, number one, we're going to guarantee you do it right. We stand behind ours. We're reachable.
Yes, sir.
We're accessible. And then most importantly, proven. That's important. Most importantly is that what we show you, you keep. It's yours.
Yeah. Yep.
You invest in it, it's yours. If we disappear, you still got it.
Yes, sir.
You can do whatever you want with it. We don't, the game is made to be sold, not told, but we sell it and tell it. But once you bought it, it's yours. Now you do what you want with it.
You can't give it back.
Yeah, you do what you want with it. You got the whole team. You got everything.
You know what? It's taxing. I just thought of, and I'm just going off, and hopefully you guys don't kill me when we get off these cameras. But you know what? I think for tax season we should slash the price. Hopefully by the time this is out, we already do that. Go to HGRG.club. I think we're going to put a discount on that for sure. For sure, we'll slash the price for tax season. I think we go from there. So that way. You get more bang for your buck.
Just for the people.
For sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? You know,
I like the idea. Let's do it.
so all right, so there you go. So we'll do that for you guys.
I guess I'm in. Majority rules.
2 versus 1. That was 3 versus 0. You know, we got it. We good. So with that being said, so DT's like, I'm gonna go buy, you know, big money property. You know, 12,000 I got. If you got back 12,000, just Jerry, what's that look like for you? Where you investing that money?
I'm on the same page with him. We could get quarter of mil properties. So the thing is, you don't have to go that big though.
Yeah, that's you know why we talk like that, because we would make the most of our 12,000.
Absolutely, and that's the way we would see. You see that in the background. That's the way you will get it, just like us. We'll get you there, but you don't have us, and you want to get in real estate. You don't have to go as big. You could go small and do step by step. Get a small little $60,000-$80,000 house.
Yeah, that's right.
$100,000 house.
Reverting back to one of our other episodes, right? So when you hear 12,000, you should always think, how much is that? How much is that 20% of?
Correct.
12,000 is 20% of what?
Right.
Whatever the number is, that's what you can afford.
Yes, sir.
For rental property, conventional loan. So that may be what somebody say. Oh, I'll take 12,000. I'll buy a house. Conventional. I got 12. That's 20% of about 20. Okay, cool. That's what I can afford. That's fine. Go that route. That's not a bad idea either. As long as you're in the game, win it.
Because once you get in the game, that profit becomes more.
Yeah,
you collect every month. You save that money. You go get another one. So we don't want you to jump out of the without a parachute. We tell you, hey, we can get you here. If you don't feel comfortable, we can take baby steps.
Yeah.
We can always get you a $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 property, like you just said. You put a nice down payment on it, and you see more in your returns. Make sure it's a multi-family. You already said go watch that episode, single family versus multi-family. Make sure it's a multi-family.
This is where you shoot yourself in the leg, because if it's a multi-family, you got to put down 20%.
But if you're getting a smaller property, I mean, you're fine. You're fine. And that's not true. That's also not true.
I listen.
Are we going to go into this?
You could be an owner occupant as well, sir. Rent it out to the see, listen, there's so many ways. This is what I mean. There's no wrong way, guys.
We'll tease that episode. Go look at our multi-singles. But nevertheless, when you get a multi-family, the percentage you got to put down is higher than a single family for an investment.
True.
That is correct.
So
unless you're going to go live in it. But I'm sorry. There's 100 different ways.
There's always ways that so what we do here is we always going to give you some more options to get to the bag. That's the conversation.
That's it.
So when DT is saying, yo, it's gonna cost you a little bit more, and Lance is saying, but I can get you in there. We're gonna get you in there and get you right at all times. So tax season around this time around, don't spend it on furniture.
Yeah, stop getting Louis V's, man. Stop getting all that bullshit. Just cut it out.
There's ways. So speak some ways, because you came in with some things. Hit us with points. You get into a multifamily. How can you get a multifamily? Because that's DT. Not to take away from the singles, but multifamily. If you're trying to get into the game and trying to be a little bit more secure and feel comfortable, I would say to jump in the game is multifamilies for me.
And it's a lot more clickbaity too. So yeah, I mean, I get it. Multifamily, you own it's super clickbaity. Yeah, I got you. Oh, I own a multifamily. Good for you, buddy.
Unbelievable. I mean, and just to be clear, if you don't watch our episodes, it's the first one you're coming across somehow, some way. We own.
Then if this is your first episode, you are not doing a good job, Lance. I'm just letting you know.
Now, Lance, you're terrible. This is their first one. I mean, I'm just being honest.
if somehow, some way they run across this, your first one, we all own singles and multis. Even though you might hear us bicker, go back and forth, we own a little bit of everything. So the reality is what works best for you when you're first getting into the game, how much money you have, what's the best bang for your buck and whatnot. And speaking best bang for your buck, and none of us are tax specialists here, right? None of us are certified accountants. But
watch episode 19. He is. Good, I'm sorry.
Oh, look at that.
Just saying.
You don't need me when he says shit like that.
Just saying.
You don't need me when he says shit like that.
I was talking to this whole episode is spawned upon a conversation that I was having with some of our alumni today. And
story time with DT.
Yeah, real talk. Right now. And I was like, yo, you don't file taxes with a CPA? No. My girl, her daycare provider's mom does TurboTax or something like that.
No way.
And the other one was like, nah, you know what? I do TurboTax by myself.
No way.
And I was like, yo, I'm so embarrassed to even call you my friend, my associate. Because that means you don't listen to shit I say. And you don't even like
you went through the whole program.
I'm giving, bro, you bought a book. You bought H.G.R.G's book. You paid the bag for it. We gave you
CPA, skip over.
Yeah, you just deleted page 4.
Just to give the audience context. When you buy the H.G.R.G program, it comes with a CPA. The same people that do our taxes will do your tax. You get everything. You get everything. So it's weird that this story.
Please make this stick to the ribs because apparently we didn't do a good job initially.
I guess not.
Please make this stick to their ribs. They didn't get it. Please.
See what happens? They start getting properties and shit like that, and they forget where they learned it from, and they don't resort back to all that information. But you want a CPA, and well, DT, why do you want a CPA? Why don't you want to do TurboTax? Why don't you explain that to us?
So number one, even if you're a regular, and I don't want to sound, flamboyant or whatever, but if you just work a 9 to 5, right, and you rent an apartment, you have one kid or no kids, you're married or boyfriend, girl, a CPA is the way. There's no option. Why?
Well, why? Why pay a CPA when I can just hit me?
If you go to Jackson Hewitt or TurboTax or whoever, they still charge you a fee. Like nothing's free unless you just do everything by yourself and you mail it in, super old school way, dinosaur way. But if you pay TurboTax, $100, $180, Jackson Hewitt, tax, whatever it is, $400 or $500. How much do you think a CPA charges you to file your taxes for you? That's question number one. Don't even answer that. Why would I go to somebody who went to school for 2 or 3 weeks, took a class, graduated that class for 2 or 3 weeks to file my taxes, as opposed to going to a person who, this is what they do for a living. They understand tax laws this year, last year, the year before that, year before that, year before that. Whether to file single, married, joint, S corp, LLC, there's a lot of variables to that. Every aspect of what you're doing in life, go to the people who know what they're doing. If I have an issue with my sink and my faucet, I'm going to call a plumber. I will not call an electrician to fix my plumbing issue. I'm going to call.
Even though he may have fixed the sink or two before, doesn't mean that's the guy you want to call.
Right. If the electrician says, you know what, I fixed a couple sinks, I changed a couple toilets, I could do that for you. You're right. He might be able to do it for you. And he might fix it the right way. And it might work for 5 years. But should I have called my electrician to fix my plumbing issue? No. CPA is the way. I'm giving you an example. Story time with DT. My tax situation, well documented, all that good stuff. Previously, my CPA was terrible. I figured it out on a phone call when I was on vacation. She called me 3 times in an hour. She said, you owe 70,000, you owe 58,000, you owe nothing. Actually, the government is going to give you money back. You're fired. Was the end of that conversation. There's no way you can call me in an hour and tell me 3 different numbers and you know what you're doing. The next day, I hired somebody else who was H.G.R.G's. Oh, by the way, H.G.R.G.com, our CPA is amazing. And he's the guy who fixed my shit. So that guy looked back at my last 3 years. He fixed my last 3 years. Today, I got a letter. I got it right here somewhere. I got a credit from 2019 because he did an amendment and fixed my shit from 19.
That's the people we got in the corner, man. For real.
Yeah, you got to do shit right.
It's the same thing as why would you come to H.G.R.G? We know what we're doing. This is what we do. We breathe this. So
don't fuck your tax returns up this year.
Don't fuck up your tax returns. When you talk about real estate, HGRG that club.
You know how the misnomer between and I come from this too. I remember my sisters and cousins and I'm going to Jackson Hewitt. I'm going here and I'm gonna get a tax return in 2 weeks. I'm gonna get my money back in 2 weeks. I got a dependent. I'm gonna get 7, 8, 10,000 back. Bro, no, go to a CPA. You know how much does CPA charge for a tax return? For a normal,
$250 maybe?
Huh?
$250, I think, maybe. I don't know.
You know how much Jackson Hewitt charges?
I have no idea. I know I get charged a lot.
$450? And God forbid that person is gonna get money back.
No,
let's say
all they do is put numbers in.
Back. They charge you $450 for your return, and then they charge you an extra $500 or $1,000 to give you that today. The TurboTax shit.
Yeah,
they charge you extra for that.
I would think, right, because they guarantee their work and whatnot, that they are extra safe, and they are like ABC. Everyone they work with, ABCD, 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 because they have to guarantee their work. They stand on that. This is corporate now. You know what I'm saying? You deal with a corporation, they got to stay within the lines. Not saying that a CPA is outside the lines, but what they do though is maybe catch things that they won't because they go ABCD, ABCD. You see what I'm saying?
Fat Joe.
So you said tell it to Fat Joe?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that story.
Fat
Joe went to prison for the tax shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. His accountant guaranteed his service. Tell Fat Joe that your accountant is going to guarantee their service to you. He did years over that. And had to pay millions of dollars back in taxes.
That's the name of the game, though.
That's crazy.
Yeah. If you get caught, or I get caught, or we get caught for not paying the proper tax amount, when Jackson Hewitt says, I guarantee it, you know what they're going to say? I guarantee what I did based off the information you gave me.
He gave me. Yep.
That's their loophole.
All the words go. Oh, yeah, that's the wording.
What are we doing?
Damn, he couldn't just pay that shit back. Oh, man, it must have been a lot of money, boy.
Nah. He
went
in prison for that.
The intricacies of that case.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. So let's ask this, right?
How do you get into multi-families if you're getting into the game? What are the options of getting in multifamily?
Yeah, listen, you could buy a property. Go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
What you say? Oh yeah, all right. You could buy a property, live in that ish, try to maximize your money, like you were saying, right? Mm-hmm. Or you can if you're scared and you're double dutching, you have enough money to buy a fringe neighborhood type of property. Where, you're like, what if they don't pay? What if, if you work a regular job, you would still be able, if you manage your money correctly, still be able to cover the mortgage if you run into issues with tenants and whatnot, all those nightmare stories that you guys hear. Put insurance on your shit. make sure you put a little bit of money to the side just in case you feel like you're running into problems with tenants are not paying, and that mortgage amount is small enough where you can maintain, and let that be your first one. But you can take that 12,000 and really get in the game with that,
Right.
And like I said, if your ass is scary, and listen, I understand that completely. We ran into a bunch of people where they've never done this before. It's hard to trust something they've never done or don't know anyone that does it, except for like people like us that we're just trying to build a rapport, with. Go ahead and get a smaller property. That's fine. You ain't got to go big like us. I mean, we would love you to, DT, forget it. Just Jerry, forget it. These dudes really jump out there, and want the world, and that's fine. And that same option's there for you. Depends on your personality, who you are, what you're about, and what cloth you cut from. And maybe you need to see it. Maybe you need to see the process work once or twice before you really jump out. I'll jump out the window. And whatever you want to do and whatever steps you take, we're there for you. But don't blow the money.
That's a
don't
fact.
blow your money.
The worst thing you do. The worst thing. The worst.
So let me ask you a question. So in the time frame that we're in now, money's getting tight, everything's going up, recession's coming. We're talking about normal people, Papa. We're not talking about you. We're not talking about you, Papa.
Yeah, for who? The economy, motherfucker.
The economy, man.
Yeah. I want to make sure we clear on who we talking about. I'm sorry, my bad.
The economy. That's
no, to be honest, things are going up. Eggs are $18. So I'm scared to spend this money.
Why are eggs like a big deal though?
Because it went from 99 cents to $19.
Yeah,
no, I respect it because listen, in this household, eggs, bro, we go through like, I don't know, the dozens a week is crazy, but I don't understand why eggs get the highlight. Why are eggs the biggest thing about inflation?
I guess it's something that you can see the biggest increase.
Correct. It comes from paying 99 cents to $5, $8, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just like when gas goes up, it's the talk of the town.
Everybody loses their shit over that.
Yeah. Right. So it's the same. It's the same.
My bad.
That's a great example.
I know. I'm here.
Lance, Lance, you don't have to tell Jerry how great he is.
He's here, man. The gas thing was perfect. That's the nail in the coffin for you right there.
Anywho,
he's good at his job. I know.
I'm scared here. I'm scared.
Mm-hmm.
Talk me off the ledge.
Yeah. So you're scared because everything's going up, right? That's called. I got you, DT. Don't worry, I'm here.
All right, thanks, bud. Thanks.
So the reality is, Jerry, you're scared because of the economy, and you're scared because of this thing called inflation, right? Everything keeps going up. Mm-hmm. So go ahead, keep your money in your bank account and see what inflation does to it. You won't be able to keep up. That money will dwindle. It'll be gone. It's not making money.
Yeah, but Lance, that don't make sense. You know why? Because I'm respectfully.
Yeah. Go ahead.
People who, in my opinion, who receive $12,000 in their bank account, not for a tax return, they're not keeping that shit in their bank account. That shit not staying.
Did you not hear the example he gave?
I'm scared.
I'm scared to spend the money.
I'm keeping the money.
Yeah, but I don't know. Even so my bad, Lance. Jerry.
There's definitely people like that won't spend the money.
No, bro. Most people, I'd probably say 90%ish, who get that $12,000 return, they're not just keeping that in their bank account. Like that's not even a thing. That's not even possible.
No, that's possible. Some people.
No, hell no.
I know a person that does it.
Who only gets $12,000 one time a year? No.
I'm trying to tell you something. I know someone that does it.
I'm gonna be honest.
Maybe an anomaly. I don't know.
We know a couple people do it, but the only question I ask that is because
explain that to me though. Maybe I need to be enlightened though. So I don't know that.
Because they put the $12,000 in the bank account, thinking they're gonna hold the $12,000 in the bank account,
and it's gonna grow to 20.
No, they're scared.
They're scared to spend it.
They're scared to spend it, so they think the bank is safe.
Right.
And what the conversation is, and to add to that, what they're really doing is prolonging.
And then it just goes. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
It's like a
So what
safety net
happens?
for them.
Okay.
So what happens is after a while, a bill comes up that they need to pay. So that
Yeah,
12,000
rainy
in
day happens a
January.
lot.
Yeah, in January you have 12,000. Let's say you did it in 12.
Yeah.
February you had a bill that comes up and it costs
Nine.
$1,000 extra.
9.
Now you got 11.
Right.
Then
Yeah.
next week, next month, March, it's
Yeah.
2,000. Something came up.
My
By the
daughter's
time of
birthday.
next, by
8.
the time the next, the time
My
in
anniversary,
December,
6.
you're at 0 again.
Yeah.
Or
Vacation,
they got
0.
3,000 of it. You know what I'm saying? Something
Correct,
left
and they're
over.
waiting for the next check again.
Right. So
Gotcha.
basically, you have somebody. Yeah, I have someone that will like. I know the person personally that are like, what if my HVAC goes? You know, it's $4,000. You know, like
I don't have an answer for them.
No, but let me. But that's all right. That's why we're all here. Don't worry about it. I got you, DT. So you have someone that'll save their money and go. What if car fixes? HVAC, anything like that. So they'll hold on to that money as a safety net. Because you look at now, most of the countries living paycheck to paycheck. Mm-hmm. So someone that is conservative, right, and what they would think is smart, will put it in the bank and go, you know what, I live paycheck to paycheck, but if I need an alternator, I'm good. If I need new brakes, I'm good. My HVAC goes, I'm good. You see what I'm saying? So that's their mindset. So yeah. and my rebuttal to that is, I understand that, but you can make the money work for you. And if it's sit in the bank and let's say nothing happens, if you're blessed for a whole year, that money in the bank because of inflation has not made you any type of money. When you can invest it in a property, and then actually make money annually off of that. So so that would be my rebuttal to that, to answer your original questions, Jerry. And DT, the reality is you just hang out with too many rich people that don't know shit about eggs or inflation.
Which listen, man, hey, that may be my reality. Listen, everybody has the same 24 hours. What you do with yours is yours. What I do with mine is mine. But what I would say to that, rebuttal to what you just said, Lance, the person who says, I'm going to save for the alternator, whatever the case may be. Okay, cool. You're going to do that. Now you're going to take away from your 12, 11, 10, 9, whatever. Cool. If you invest that, and that investment brings you money back, now you don't take away from that 12 because your 12 is bringing you back a dollar amount a month. And that dollar amount a month can pay for your alternator without taking away from your original 12. You will always have
taken away from the original 12 because you got to pay. You're making the down payment or whatever costs come with your investment property. So that's how they look. I'm trying to give you the other side of it. They're looking at it as, I got to give this 12 and hope, pray, and make sure this works.
So $12,000 I have in my hand.
Hold on. 1 second.
Gone. In their mind, it's gone.
Yeah, but it's not. In their mind, it's gone.
Correct. So
that's the hurdle. That's the hurdle.
But that's the reason why we're here. We have to explain it to them that 12,000 is not really gone.
Yeah,
it's there. It's working for you. The conversation is scam money don't make money.
Yeah, if you put $12,000 in the bank and you pay a bill for 1,000, you're gonna only have 11. That if you got another bill for 1,000, now you got 10.
DT.
Right. But in their mind, they go.
If you put down 12,000 on an investment property, your 12,000 you still got.
Correct. They have to understand that,
but not
we
liquid.
have to explain that.
But not liquid.
That never depletes.
But not liquid, DT. I think that's the bridge. That's not
liquid.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. But
so what they're saying, so what they're, because I speak to people like this, right? So what they're thinking is, I put down the 12,000, right? Now, if something happens tomorrow, there's nothing here for me.
Yeah.
And on top of that, this shit has to work.
But is that true?
And my answer to you would be, you didn't know you was going to get 12,000 last month. You just know that you was going to get your taxes back.
A little simpler than that. Is that true?
No, it's not true. No, it's not true.
What you said, Lance.
Is what part? What part are you saying is what true?
If I invested 12,000, it's gone.
That's not what I said. If I invest 12,000 and then something happens tomorrow, I don't have it anymore. I'm not liquid.
Is that true?
it's in a way it's true. In a way, it's partially true. It's partially true. Yeah, it's partially true because you can't pull the money. You can't pull the money back out the next day. You see what I'm saying? If you invest,
okay. So the speed. Okay, got you. Okay,
right. So it's there, but it's a process to get it back to you, right? But
so the
and
conversation
really,
would be how to explain the time frame from when you invest that money, how quickly you can get it back in case of some type of emergency.
right.
Or
This is why you have a podcast,
right,
DT.
gotcha. Yep,
Yeah,
for sure,
for sure.
for sure. No, you're right.
Sure.
Hey, that's why I need you, Lance. That's why I say you're.
But this thing was really laughing.
Hey, let me ask you this though. A little spin. When you file, I get this question a lot. When you work a W-2 job, how many dependents should I claim? Should I claim 4?
Zero.
-1?
Claim 0.
7?
So no. Let me ask you a question.
You know what? Hold up.
That's
I get a lot of overtime in December.
Question,
should I claim 6 and 7 in November, December, and then claim 0 the rest of the year?
This dude DT been around the block. I know he's done that.
How should I do that?
Wait,
like,
allegedly. Let me not say that. Allegedly.
I'll tell you this though. What you're asking me is a CPA question, and I have a CPA for that. By the program, and I can get you a CPA the answer for you. Jerry is not a CPA, so I won't be able to tell you that, sir.
Right. Guys,
we always preach that here. You listen, we have a lot of the answers. We don't have all the answers, and that's why we have such a good team. You know, you may have a realtor question that we don't have the answer to, but we have the realtor that does. We have a CPA question. You know, life insurance. We have a lot of avenues. You know that helps people, and you know that's what we're here for. You know, at the end of the day, is to help people. But you know, just to sum it up, you know, for me anyway. Don't jump with that tax return. You know, I know you get it and you just, you know, it's burning a hole in your pocket, but, you know, really sit back and think. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur now, and everybody wants to be, you know, self-sufficient and be, you know, their own boss and whatnot. This is a chance to get that started. You know, it may take a few years after that, but it's a jump start, you know. You got 10,000, 9,000, 12,000, whatever it looks like. This here, that break you were looking for, that's your break right there.
Yeah.
You know, that opportunity you were looking for. Why not me? It's never me. And how come, you know, how come I can't get lucky? There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Don't go buy a Mercedes or a BMW that has 135,000 miles on it for $12,000 because it looks cool. You know what I'm saying? Because when it breaks down, you still got to fix that. So, you know, and that's my words to you guys. DT, just Jerry, if you want to know something.
Yeah, that's good.
DT, if you ain't got nothing, I got something. So I'll tell you this, though. Jumping into the game is scary. But if you don't jump in the game, you don't make no money. So we have to understand that jumping in the game, and you don't have to have $12,000 to jump into the game. We use $12,000, but we also said you could have from 5 to 10. 5 to 20, whatever you have, you could get in the game. So do not think $12,000 is the number that we need to get in with.
Oh, I'm gonna wrap this up real good then.
Yeah, get into the. I'll tell you this though, get into the game now. Get in the game, and if you do not like it, we'll also give you an exit strategy. You don't want it, we could get you out of the house.
That's good. That's real good.
Right.
Jump into the game. H.G.R.G. Club. We're here. We're standing. And we're 100% proven fact that it works. Get in the game, guys.
Absolutely. H.G.R.G. Club. DT, take us away, baby.
Hey, man, I'm going to say it like this. Listen, you need no money to get involved. If you have some money, it takes you to a different place, a better place, maybe, possibly not. What you do need money for is investing in yourself. We can't teach you and show you this without you. Obviously, there's a service you're paying for, and it's well worth it. We've had multiple students who graduated, the alumni. none of them regret. Not just the fee, but the service, the course, everything. So with us, yes, there's a fee attached to it.
There's also people attached to it.
Right. It's a network. It's a network. It's a plan to success. I think what separates us from most is that we don't just make you marry yourselves to us in our program for life. We attach ourselves to you, and then we allow you to grow on your own. If you stay with us, if you stay married, it's because you choose to, not because you're forced to. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what separates us from most. Nevertheless, nothing in life that's good is free. Nothing. You got to pay something for it. And I think our fee is respectable. And I think all of our graduates and alumni will tell you that. And I think anybody who wants to get a tax return, if you get a tax return out right now for 12 bands, 5 bands, 3 bands, whatever you get, if you don't do nothing, you don't got to buy a property, you don't got to do nothing. Invest in yourself. Spend half of it, a quarter of it on yourself. We got stuff as small as $100. You can have a consultation call for $100. That'll probably be the best $100 you ever spent in your life on yourself. We're not asking for a lot. Honestly, we're really not asking for nothing, but for yourself. We're not asking you for nothing, but for yourself. Invest in yourself. You want to spend $100 on yourself? I mean, I pay that for my lady's nails. Why not for your brain? For what you can do for yourself. So, long story longer, spend whatever you get on your tax return. Spend 10% of that on yourself with whoever you choose.
Minimum.
10% of 12,000 is 1,200.
Just minimum. So minimum 10,000. Don't make it 5%.
It don't have to be us. Be somebody. That's all I'm asking. That's God's plan.
Did you have something else to say?
That's what I'm saying.
Now, I was just gonna say that even if you do baby steps, man, education is key. You can't get nowhere without the education. You need the education. We are a school. Jump in school real quick.
I know people who spent $20,000, $40,000, $60,000 on a master's and bachelor's who work at McDonald's. Don't let that be you.
DT was talking shit. Thank you. Listen, DT, I'll tell you, DT too rich, man. DT.
I'm gonna be humble on my side. I don't know about him. I'm humble on my side, guys.
Too rich, man. Oh man! But listen, guys. All seriousness. Listen, it's tax season. Do the right thing, like DT said. Invest in yourself. Like just Jerry said, we're gonna slash the price. Go check that out at HGRG.club. Most importantly, why don't you guys subscribe, like, share? Get all this information out to as many people
that
as you
like button
one time and tell us, should we keep Lance?
We're here to entertain you guys.
I think we should, because that's my guy.
We're here to educate you guys, and we coming right back with another one. Listen, it's tax season. Check it out. All right,
another one.
What they say? I'm so divine, imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine, imperfection, perfection, my presence shines.